I have outlived too much to mistake pain for wisdom. Grief does not fade. It settles in the marrow. It sharpens still. The oath remains. Centuries cold with the frost in my chest. Silence pulled tight like a blade in my breath. Maeve gave commands and disguised them as grace. Dressed up her chains with the queen's still face. I learned to endure what I could not break. Learned how to kill and leave nothing in place. Lyria lives where the old wound stays. A cut in the dark that the years never change. Hawk in my marrow, storm in my blood. I flew over courts drunk on velvet and mud. No need for noise, I was built to assess. Find where it breaks, then become what comes next. Every command was a leash in disguise. Every false smile had a knife in its eyes. I did not break, I went cold instead. Then fire found me and spoke to the dead. Storm oath carved in bone. Winter made flesh, I was built alone. Hawk eyes locked on the flame. I did not kneel, I stood and remained. No leash on my will, no fear in my breath. I move like the sky when it promises death. Let the dark come close, let it learn where I stand. I am the storm, and I answer her flame. She came in fury with ash in her wake. Pride in her stance, no cruelty could break. There was a crown in the set of her jaw. Even in ruin, she moved like a law. We met a steel with no room left for lies. Two broken weapons with kingdoms inside. I taught her the wind, she answered with flame. Koranum truth cutting straight through the pain. Not soft, not gentle, not made for a song. Two wounded forces still holding on strong. She looked at my rage and did not retreat. Looked at the dark and stayed on her feet. That is a strength no title can fake. The kind born in chains and refined under weight. I saw in her fire, but time could not kill. A queen worth the oath, the war worth the will. Storm oath carved in bone. Winter made flesh, I was built alone. Hawk eyes locked on the flame. I did not kneel, I stood and remained. No leash on my will, no fear in my breath. I move like the sky when it promises death. Let the dark come close, let it learn where I stand. I am the storm, and I answer her flame. Terracing lives and the ones who endure. Not in the banner, but blood that stays true. Castrate in fragments, old world and ash. Still every oath leaves a mark when it lasts. The old me lived like a blade with no name. Drawn by another, thrown back into chains. But staying is harder than vanishing clean. Trust is a war when betrayal runs deep. So I chose the fire that was forged without lies. Chose the queen who would bleed, not just sit high. Not because fate put a mark on her throat, because I knew truth by the weight that it holds. Let empires ride, let tyrants still scheme. I have seen monsters dressed up as queens. If I tear through the dark ever again, it will not be as the weapon made. I was alive, but only in motion, breathing, but emptied of name. And she looked at me like I was still worth choosing. Not fixed, not softened, chosen. Storm oath carved in bone. Winter made flesh, I was built alone. Hawk eyes locked on the flame. I did not kneel, I stood and remained. No leash on my will, no fear in my breath. I move like the sky when it promises death. Let the dark come close, let it learn where I stand. I am the storm, and I answer her flame. I bowed once, never again. Tell the night to come for her. It comes through me first.